I just started a GoFundMe for my first ever EP. If you're new here, hi, my name is Holland. I'm an independent singer-songwriter from a little town just south of Manchester. And about 2 years ago, I decided to take a big leap and become a full-time musician. Now, I wrote a song called What I Told My Boss about leaving behind that 9-to-5 and chasing your dreams. And it makes it seem like it was all a big positive experience where I just woke up one day and thought, it, I'm going to chase my dreams and be a musician. When the reality of it was actually quite different. I went through a period in my life where a lot of devastating events happened in my personal life, each being something that would have been difficult for someone to deal with. But I had one after the other, and it did lead to me being in the darkest place I've been mentally in my entire life. And it also led to me realizing how short life is and how I didn't want to look back and have resentment and regret. I don't want to be a little old lady like, I could have been something if only I'd tried. And so I figured life is too short. At least if I give it a go now, I can look back and say I gave it my all. So with that, I just decided to become an independent artist with no label, no backing. I wanted to start releasing my music. I'd been writing songs since I was very young. But I didn't know how to do it without spending loads of money going into a studio. But I was determined to make it work. So I spent hours and hours watching YouTube tutorials and teaching myself production. I had no previous production background prior to that, so it was a complete baptism of fire. I taught myself to mix and master, and I've managed to release 10 singles, one being a cover and 9 of them being my original songs. And I'm very proud of that. But I do want to progress in my career, and I do understand, I'm very aware that although I managed to make it work, production, mixing and mastering isn't my bread and butter, and for some people it is, and they are very talented at what they do and they have the knowledge and the experience, and the sound that they can get versus the sound that I can get is completely different level. I have written some new music. I want to take you guys on the emotional roller coaster that was my life on the lead up to me being where I am today. And some of this music is the most vulnerable and emotional songs that I've written, but they're a big part in my journey for me getting where I am today. And so I've written an EP called Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. And for this EP, I want more than just my squeaky floorboard home recordings. I want to take it to that next level, and I want to record in a professional recording studio. I want to record the 4-track EP. I want to get it professionally mixed and mastered, and I want to get it printed on CDs. Now, I do so many gigs where people ask me at the end, do you have any CDs for sale? And I always have to say no. I've only ever released singles, so I've never got to the point of putting them on CDs. This will be my first bigger body of work, and I'm excited to get a physical version of those songs. Anyone who's been following my journey will know that I'm out gigging as much as I can. I am trying to make ends meet. I'm out there as much as possible. But given the state of the music industry at the moment and the way that grassroots venues are really struggling to even stay open, it's hard for an independent artist to make a living, let alone go into a studio and record their music. If you're an independent artist and you don't have the backing of a label or just loads of money from some other way, it's a bit of a catch-22 because the musicians are the ones that want to go into the studio, but the musicians are not getting paid enough to be able to afford going into the studio. So it's a bit of a vicious cycle. I did apply for one of those lovely grants from Arts Council England. Sadly, I wasn't successful. And so I'm trying now to make this happen no matter what. I'd love to make this EP the best that I can make it for you guys. So that's why I've created this GoFundMe donations page, and I'm asking for your guys' help on raising some funds to get me into the studio. I understand that money's really tight for everyone at the moment, so the idea that you'd even consider donating to my page is just, I can't explain how appreciative I would be. I had to do a little story to explain on the page everything about what I want to do with this donations page, and I couldn't really express in words like how grateful I would be for anybody who is considering donating some money, no matter how big or small the amount is. Just the fact that you would consider giving me any of your hard-earned money to help make my dreams come true is just, it's incredible. And I want to say thank you for anybody who does donate. So if you do donate on my GoFundMe, please do include your name on there. Unless you want to be anonymous, that's up to you. But I want to get all of your names on an insert in the physical CD. I want to have something along the lines of saying this EP was created thanks to, and then have a list of your names, because I really appreciate you guys helping me, and you would be the reason that I'm able to do this if I can raise some money for this. So yeah, credit where credit is due. And then inevitably, when I become a big famous artist, you can say my name is on her first ever EP. I helped create the first ever June Holland EP, which would be really cool. But joking aside, I want to do that to say thank you. Another thing is, if you come to any of my shows after the release of the EP, come to the merch desk with a screenshot of your donation on my GoFundMe page, and you will get an exclusive EP sticker, which will be using some of the artwork that I'm designing for the EP, and a friendship bracelet, just as a little small thank you. Now, you can't go to festivals and go to the merch desk at festivals and be like, give me my bracelet and stickers, because I can't create that for the merch desk at festivals. That's like ran by different people. But if you're at one of my gigs where I'm present, one, I would love to come and say thank you in person to you anyway, but two, I will make sure there is a stock of the EP stickers and friendship bracelets so I can say thank you to you guys. But yeah, anything that you can give would be so appreciated. And if you can't give anything, I totally understand that. I know this is a big ask, but if you can interact with this video, maybe share it to some people, and maybe it can reach more people, and we'll be one step closer to getting the EP made and getting it out there. So everything helps, and I really do appreciate all of your love and support. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share this journey with you guys. Obviously, I'm going to keep you posted along the way, and if anybody can spare just a small amount to help me make this EP dream a reality, I'd be so grateful. If anyone has any questions about the project, then please just feel free to drop them in the comments or DM me. I'd be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Out of the darkness and into the light will be a thing.